Good morning and welcome on back to the AM show on this Wednesday. I cannot believe that it is Wednesday already. Now, our next guest is a violinist, an electric violinist, and a singer who has toured the world and is taking the rock genre by storm. And her resume, guys, is like none other. She has performed at Radio City Music Hall with none other than Miss Diana Ross, and has backed up artists such as Paul McCartney, Steven Tyler, and Beyonce, and so many others. And when you say, you would think it would end with Beyonce, it doesn't. There's so many others on that list. She's performed at the White House numerous times. She's even had a stint on Broadway. So everybody please give a warm welcome to our special guest, Susan Aquila. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me here.
Oh my gosh, just reading that bio there, I just have to say that is an incredible list of accomplishments. Like, do you ever just get lost in that? Do you have those like pinch me moments when you are performing with some of these A-listers?
Absolutely, yeah? Absolutely. In the moment, for sure. It's like, I can't believe I'm here and they're standing right there.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun and it's so exciting.
Now, I just want to hear how you got those opportunities, how you've been able to do that, but I just want to kind of take it back first.
Okay.
So, like I said, that you sing, you play violin, you play the electric violin. How long have you been doing that for?
I started on violin at 6 years old. Wow. And the electric violin I picked up in 2009.
Okay.
And singing even later. It was actually a suggestion by my manager. He said, you know, if you sang a little, it would add a little more variety to your show. And then I found out that I love it, so.
Yeah, well, and not everybody can sing, so the fact that you have those vocal abilities too, that's amazing. So what made you want to pick up the electric violin? Because I feel like, obviously, you know, as children, we get used to playing with a violin. As violin or piano, I feel like those are the first two instruments a lot of folks learn. But what was it about the electric violin that attracted you so much to it?
It opened up a whole new area of expression. So I grew up on Long Island,
okay,
and so I'm learning classical music, but all around me is rock music. So I really grew up with rock music, hearing it in the house, and so it was odd to only be playing classical. And I just thought, how do I branch into music, other music that I love, and how do I express myself that way? Because classical can express anger and rage and rebellion. Believe it or not, you can do that. But boy, the electric with the pedals and the reverb and distortion really adds a whole new vocabulary.
Yeah, it gives just such a different sound, a dynamic sound.
Yeah.
And so who were some of your inspirations when it came in the rock world of like, hey, now I want to play electric violin because I've heard this? Because I saw that Ryan Martin from Jazzercine magazine, he actually compared you to the Jimi Hendrix of electric violin. And I mean, that is, what a comparison. Like, how incredible is that comparison, right? So was Jimi Hendrix one of your inspirations?
Completely. Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix are my two main heroes that I really always gravitate towards. Their style and music.
And I know later you're going to be playing the Star Spangled Banner on the electric violin for us. And as we know at Woodstock, Jimi Hendrix
had
that incredible performance coming on his electric guitar and playing that for everyone. So they've been massive inspirations. I love that. And listening to your music, you can get a sense of that and you can get a flair for that. And we actually have a video for you guys just to see you in action a little bit before we get more into this conversation. So let's play it so we can see a little bit of Susan performing. Everyone could get a vibe and a sense for exactly what the electric violin is. So tell us about that. What was that music video for?
I just made it as a promo video, but it's Van Halen's Eruption, and I just wanted to demonstrate some of the things the violin could do. It could really just rock and have a lot of expression.
Oh, it totally can. And that we see in the video here, and I know that you have it in the studio with us now, your pedal board. Tell us about how that pedal board kind of helps you while you're playing, because I keep seeing you're using your feet while you're playing with the violin. That's a lot of body work and body action.
So if you plug in the electric violin by itself, it just sounds like a violin amplified.
Yeah.
But what gives it all the expression is your distortion pedal, and it makes it sound like a guitar. You can have delay, which makes the notes sound super long. When I'm clicking, it's a wah pedal, so it's going wah, 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 wah. And so it's all the sound effects that I get to add to that.
And so, like, how do you know, because you learn how to play the song and the notes on the violin, but on top of that, now you're adding this other level of performance while you're up there. And I can just see you here, like, you're just getting so lost in the music. Like, what's going on in your mind? Are you just, like, already you already know what you're playing, you already know what to do with the pedals? Does your mind go somewhere else? Or what are you thinking about when you're performing like this?
Definitely. I always feel like I'm channeling from my feet up. Something takes over when I'm performing, for sure. But if I don't do the homework, if I'm not prepared, then it's a disaster, because then you're thinking, and you're like, what am I doing? What am I doing? So yeah, and the pedals were a whole nother thing that, I didn't learn that at Juilliard. So I had to sort of figure it out and ask guitarists and violinists who do this. There's other, lots of electric violinists, thank goodness, and a lot in New York.
Yeah, and because you're from Long Island, as you said. So did you always know you wanted to go to Juilliard? Was it always, since you picked it up at 6 years old, like, hey, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? Or did you want to be like a lawyer at one point? You know what I mean? Like something else.
As soon as I saw someone playing a musical instrument, I knew I was going to be in music.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was it for you.
Yeah, it was decided.
It was decided for you. That's right. And so tell us about your experience at Juilliard, obviously the well-renowned university for music. Was it a great way to collaborate with other folks that went there with you, or do you still have those connections?
I still have those connections. I still play with my colleagues from back then. We still play in the same orchestras. It's friends for life.
Yeah.
You learn so much from other people, because everyone comes in with different set of skills and abilities, and you can always learn. It's even better if you're the low guy on the scale, because then you have all these people to learn from. So
yeah, and music's a lot about collaboration too.
Absolutely.
And taking, like we were talking about, taking inspiration from other artists and what other people are doing. So I think that's incredible. But I want to get into your performance at Radio City Music Hall with Diana Ross. Please tell us about that. How did that come to be? What did you do there? What was it like working with her?
Actually, I believe it was her saxophonist, John Scarpula. He called me and said, do you want to play in the string section for Diana Ross? And yes.
What's the other answer to that?
I do. And it was magical. Magical from the rehearsals to the stage setup, to sound check, to seeing her, and then to have sold out, and just to be playing in this huge band. It was a huge band, and it was extraordinary. She's an unbelievable artist, and the whole night was completely magical.
Yeah, I mean, she's just an icon too. You talk about loving Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix. I mean, Diana Ross was right there during that era and during that time as well, with the greats there. And what's that experience like going out on stage, going to perform for an audience of like Diana Ross's audience, or like I was saying earlier, you've done backup for Beyonce and some of the most A-list names. You can't get any more A-list than those names. What's that feeling like, going out on stage and seeing those large crowds?
It's pure electricity. Yeah. That's all I can say. Like, just like so electric, and so exciting, and everybody wants to be there for this. Everybody wants to be there. They don't know what to expect, and it's that anticipation that just makes it so wonderful.
And how do you center yourself in those moments? Like, did you have any pre-show rituals that you do before you start to play, or?
Not really. No. Not really. I always make sure I eat first, because the shows are long. But no rituals. Just go out and enjoy the the ride.
Yeah, enjoy it. And what a ride that you've been on. Now, I want to talk about you released your self-titled album in 2021. So tell us about the creation of that, because it was your third studio album. You've made 3 albums in the past 10 years, which congratulations to you. That is a lot of work. So why did you decide to name your third album your self-titled album? What was the inspiration? Were you able to just really pull more of yourself into that?
Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting, no one's ever asked me that. Yeah, I think it was more of coming into my own. Felt like I was coming into my own and had some experience behind me in the recording studio, so I just felt like this is me. So it was that. I think that's where it came from, just as a growth. That's where
Yeah, the third, like, this is me now. Yeah. Now I'm ready to do that. And so when you're writing for an album, you're producing the album, you're in the studio all the time. How do you know when the album's finished? Because
it's never finished.
It's never finished. Okay, talk to us about that.
And often I can't go back and listen. I can't listen to old albums because like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that, and I do it so much better now. And it's very hard to go back and listen, and you wish you had fixed things and did things differently. But that's how you learn. And
you have to close the book at one point, right?
Yeah.
You have to kind of, shut that chapter off in a certain way.
Yeah.
Or you can, I guess, just work on an album forever, right?
Yeah, I work on the next one. I'm starting one now, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it better,
Yeah, well, tell us about that. So where are you drawing inspo from for your latest album that you're working on?
Well, I've been really lucky this year. I've been able to tour and tour with an exceptional band of human beings as well as musicians. So I'm getting a lot of influences just from my colleagues and ideas from my colleagues, and I get to talk with them about what they think I should do next and just get ideas. So I feel like hopefully this will be the best one yet.
Yeah, well, exactly. I think you keep growing and changing and growing, and I think that's beautiful. And then you're also going on tour with Joe Jackson.
Yes,
right?
I leave on Friday.
You leave on Friday, 2 days from now. Tell us everything about that. Where are you going? What will you be doing when you're performing with him?
Well, we just did a U.S. tour, and then we had a few weeks off. And on Friday we go to Amsterdam, and I'm the violinist in this band, and it's. Well, I'll answer the first question first. Netherlands, so Amsterdam, Belgium, France, Germany, Ireland, Scotland, and the UK.
Wow, and in how many weeks are you doing that?
7 weeks.
In 7 weeks, that's a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
How do you handle that? How do you manage that when you're on the road?
Well, I rely on my good colleagues, but it's interesting because this is the first time in many, many years that I've done a bus tour. So I was really nervous that, I'm older now, and can I sleep on a bus that's bumping all night? And I kind of can. I made it. And it's so exciting though. So the bus drives at night, so you sleep, and when you wake up, you literally fall out of the bus in a new city. And to me, that is just the most, it's just like Star Trek beamed me somewhere else. You just spill out on the street of Paris, and then you spill out in the street, and then you're in Berlin. And it's so much fun, and it's so exciting.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing too that I've heard, because I went on a tour bus recently with some friend of mine, and they were like, yeah, come check out the tour bus. And those bunks, they're tiny in there. There's not a lot of room. I thought, okay, maybe you get like 2 bunks. It's a little spacious. No, like that big bunk on the bottom row. If you ever hit your head, like I feel like I'd be bunking my head a lot.
Oh, the people on the top have to climb up every night.
Yeah, but the experience, but you're saying that it's a lot of fun. Do you just feel like a creative energy that just like swoops through the bus?
Yeah, there's a lot of momentum, and even though the beds are small, the buses are so awesome. They have like a lounge in the front and a kitchen and a lounge in the back, so it's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, and just such an experience. Now, where's your favorite place that you've traveled to? Because you've been a lot of places, I know, throughout the world.
Wow, I don't think I have one favorite. I love Italy, and I really love Paris.
Yeah.
So glad to be going back to Paris.
Italy and I mean, why not, right? Why not? The city of romance, the city of love, they say, right?
That's right.
Absolutely amazing. Now, I had told everybody at the top of the show about your performances at the White House, and you were able to go perform for 2 different presidents, not just one, but 2, and you won a competition. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, the 2 events are unrelated,
Okay.
but I won the Maccabees Mutual Young Artist Competition way back when I was young.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. It's a long time ago. The White House events were concerts that I was invited with the chamber music group. And it will definitely tell how old I am. But the presidents I played for, but Clinton and Bush.
Wow.
And also extraordinary. You drive up to the White House, and at the time I had this little beat-up clunker car, and I'm like, I'm driving up to the White House in this like musician's car, and then I get out, and then it's this grand evening in the White House, and dinner, and a recital, and just crazy.
Isn't that the dream, though? Isn't that the dream to see, like, hey, like I put my whole life into this, and now look at where I've come. I'm sure that was, we talked about pinch me moments in the beginning. That must have been a pinch me moment. Wow, absolutely incredible. I feel like I could talk to you forever about everything you've done, all your accomplishments, all the work that you're doing. Guys, we are going to just take a quick commercial break, but I don't want you guys to go anywhere, because when we come back, Susan is actually going to be performing for us, not just 1 song, but 2 songs. I cannot wait to hear you play. So excited. We will be right back, everyone. Don't go anywhere. Susan Aquila with us today, back in action. And look at you, you have your baby here. Did you name your violin?
No, it's not named.
Not named, okay. So tell us what you're playing with.
This is a 6-string fretted Viper violin made by Mark Wood, and I had it custom made with sparkles, so
I love
the light hits it.
Yeah, the light hits it. Oh my gosh, that's absolutely beautiful. And how many of these violins do you have? I know you have one more over here.
One more. I have 2 of this kind, and then I have a few different
different ones.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love the sparkles. We're all about sparkles here on the AM show. Now, you're going to perform 2 songs for us. In the first song, you're going to be doing the Star Spangled Banner. So tell us a little bit about your connection with that song. Why you love it.
Well, you mentioned earlier, Jimi Hendrix did the ultimate version of the Star Spangled Banner. But I wanted to have an opportunity to arrange it for electric violin and perform it at events. Yeah,
well, I think it's beautiful. Obviously, it's patriotic. We love it. So please, Susan, take it away.
Thank you.
Star Spangled Banner, everyone. Woo! of like radiating throughout my whole body as you were playing that. That was so incredible. And you made that your own. Now, how long did that take you to put that arrangement together? Or did it just kind of come to you?
It came to me pretty quickly, but it took an afternoon.
Yeah, just
playing around. Yeah,
that's amazing. It's so incredible. I love that so much. Wow, I think yeah, you are. Jimi Hendrix is definitely throwing through the things right now. It definitely is. I can definitely hear him in that violin right now. All right, so now you have a second song for us, and you said that you specifically wrote the song
it for you.
For us. I love it, guys. You're getting an AM show exclusive song here right now. So tell us a little bit about the song.
I called it Puppet Dance because it's inspired by a Puppet Master, little Metallica influence.
Ah, so, okay.
And I will have to change just a pedal setting.
Okay,
so I'm going to
change the pedal setting.
Add a pedal. And do that.
There's a great, beautiful pedal board here. Maybe we can get a shot of this so you guys can actually see. There it is, what it looks like. This is what she's playing with when she says that. You were saying before that it starts from your toes and comes on up. I think this is why. Here's a part of it there. All right, so Puppet Master.
All right.
Let's do it. Woo! Watching you get lost in playing that. That was absolutely incredible. I can definitely hear the Metallica vibes going down. Guys, she has it. She has the it factor. That's what it takes. Thank you so much
for having me here.
That was such a beautiful song. Thank you for making that for us today. Now, please tell everyone where they can find you on social media so that they can get in touch with you, follow your work, see when the new album's going to come out.
The best way to reach me is on Instagram, Susan Aquila Music. I think that's the safest way to message me.
All right, perfect. We have that right below here. Susan, thank you so much for coming on the AM show.
What a pleasure.
Appreciate it. Woo! All right, guys. Now we are going to take a quick commercial break. We have much more of the show. Will you